Oi, oi! Hi everyone, I'm Will from Will's Electrical Services, also known as the Midfield General. In today's episode, what I want to do is I want to give you a quick explanation of why I'm using these Facom screwdrivers on a daily basis and why I truly love them. Right, anyway, when I first started my YouTube channel, I started going back because I've been a Spark for 23 years and I truly and utterly love tools. I love them to the bits, you know what I mean? I'm forever buying them. I love them, you know, it's a bit of a hobby of mine as well. So I started to think to myself, like, there's maybe a few tools, because I always like to buy the new gadgets and bits and bobs and, you know, to make your life easier and all that. I thought to myself, oh, maybe there might be some older tools, you know, like about and all that, like these little cutters, you know. Never used them, and I've only ever met one Sparks who uses these types of cutters, and funny enough, he does bits and bobs for me now. He works for me now. So yeah, and it's quite funny, so I thought I'd give them a try. And then I was thinking to myself, oh, maybe there's some other tool brands that I don't use, because usually when it comes to screwdrivers, I usually go for Irizola, Baco, and stuff like that. There's, you know, all the other brands, Weha, you know, all those brands. But then I remembered a guy, Ross, I used to work with, and funny enough, my first ever video I was actually working on one of his jobs. You know, I was subbing to him now. That was just before Will's Electrical Services, and he used to have a Falcon bag, and I thought to myself, I've never ever seen the screwdrivers. I've never really seen anyone with the tools, really. I don't know why. You know, it's a French company and all that. So I ordered a set from Amazon, because they come up 25 quid, 5 drivers. You can't go wrong, can you? 25 quid, 5 drivers. That's usually the going rate for most of the packs now. I don't know why. For some reason, 15, 20 years later, they seem to be cheaper. And obviously, you know, 25 quid ain't as worth as much as it was like 20 years ago, was it? You know, because most, like the pack of Irizola there, I paid 25 quid for. I used to pay 40, 50 quid 20 years ago, and you know, that was obviously a lot more money then, you know, especially when I was probably on about 5 quid an hour as a trainee or whatever it is. Well, anyway, so what I'll do is I'll give you a quick little look at them. One of the good things is about these, like, is that they have colour-coded tops, and that's what I like about. That's one of the main things I like about them, because I'll quickly show you my apprentice ollies. You know, immediately, and you know, we've spoke about it ourselves as well, is that is one of the things we like about it, is because they come in packs of 5, so you usually get 3 slotted, and 2 Phillips. One's obviously a PZ2, the other one's a PZ1. Yeah, PZ1, PZ2, and the slotted are 5mm, I think it's 4mm and 2mm. So, you know, it's a really nice little selection and all that, and that is one of the main things that I do like about them. And they feel a bit heavier than the normal ones as well, you know, which is quite nice. These ones are not the slimline ones. I know I think they do sell the slimline ones, but I tell you, it's a tricky old brand, because I've been looking them up, because when I ordered them, what happened is I use these, I keep these all the time, and I've got a new set of these Pro Swiss ones that I kept in my, you know, I bought last summer, you know, just because they come up 25 quid. I thought I had them, because when I've done, and I always recommend them to all my friends, and when they go on to Amazon, it's always touch and go whether they're on there. So, and then I thought, oh, I'll order myself a set of those, and then I lost my 5mm bit, and I ordered them, and then the tool company sent me out the new set, the new model, and by chance they were on Instagram, and I was just asking about them. You know, they were 25 quid. I'm never going to return them. I'll just rather keep them in here, or I might give them to one of the other lads who works for me to give them like review and give them a little thing for Instagram or something like that. You know, so try that out. And yeah, so then they come through, and I was a bit gutted, and then I was asking, and I even asked on Instagram, you know, like whether are these the older model and these are the new model, and that's how it seems, you know, because obviously the tool company that sold it to me, that's what they've said. So, you know, you've got to take it as gospel. But I did manage, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I did manage to get hold of a 5mm tip one. which hopefully it will complete it. And then what I'm going to do is, once I've got the complete set of the old ones, then I'm going to use them in here. And then I'm going to probably use my Klein ones for my test kit, and then I'm probably going to move the new Facom ones into my everyday hand kit, you know, because I don't know why, it's just one of those little things that I always like to have the full set, even though if you look in my bag at the moment, I do have a mongrel set, because even though I do like everything, that, you know, the Baco, I think that's a 3mm, that is probably my favourite screwdriver, even though the Irizoli one used to be, but I think I prefer this one now. It's so much more comfortable, but that's a different time, and these are the ones I use all the time. So what I'll do is I'll bring you in and we'll have a quick review of a nice close-up of them all, yeah? Right, so now I've got them all up close. What I'll do is I'll try and bring them all up closer so you can have a look. Yes, this is the new version. This is the bit I don't like. I don't like that shiny bit there, because it's like the wearer ones. It just feels as if it might slip out your hands, but it definitely does feel comfortable. If you look at the sizes, they're identical. They're identical in size, you know, the new and the old models. You know, the tips, like the tips. That tip is perfect. It's got a bit of a bit of plaster dust in there, but it's perfect, because funny enough, I was using it as a bradawl. I've got to admit, I do absolutely abuse my screwdrivers. You know, I don't. You know, even though I do love my tools, I do. You know, I'm not precious about them too much. You know. But yeah, this is the one I've got missing. I'll just show you. There's Ollie's, because Ollie's got the white tape on his tools, and I usually have navy for Chelsea. I know, it's tragic, isn't it? But yeah, and then obviously that's the PZ1, lovely screwdriver that is. It's surprising how common a PZ1 is becoming now, really. A lot of like the LED drivers and all that, you always seem to use there. That is the 4mm, beautiful, 100 long as well. And these are the little terminal drivers. Ollie really likes his one, but I've got to be honest, I don't really use mine too often, because I've got a nice little Nipex one. That's nice. And also I've got one of these that I prefer if we're doing precision sort of work. I prefer this one, you know, as cheap as anything, just because I feel this one is a bit too small, really. It's like 2mm, and it's quite long for a 2mm driver. What is it, 2mm by 75? Yeah, you know, and it seems quite long, and I'd rather keep hold of it. As I was saying about the screwdrivers with the rolling, I'll show you it with the bigger ones, but this one seems to have the anti-roll part on the actual collar, and this one seems to have it on the handle. See where it's not so much. So I'll show you it rolling, you know, so that's a bit harder to roll. Well, that one's no problem at all. See what I mean? Is it a problem? No, not at all. Also, they're colour coded on the bottom as well as the top, which that is one of my favourite parts. They're lovely looking drivers though, aren't they? Right, anyway, what I'll do is I'll bring you to the top, and then I think that's the end of another episode. Right, anyway, that's just another short little episode. I just want to say that there's a new channel that I found on YouTube, and that is Dan's Tool Shop, and I will put it down the bottom, and then I highly recommend it. It's well worth a watch. It's brilliant. He reviews lots of client tools, everything. He's a Welsh guy who I believe is actually living in England. Anyway, that's me done for another episode. And if you could like, subscribe, all that sort of business. Anyway, don't forget, if you're going to be anything to be electric, up the old blue.